Hello everyone. Before we start the presentation, we should do one of the most common things in social media. Would you agree? Take a selfie. So, wave everyone. And another one maybe. Okay, for this week. Okay. And please also join me in switching off your mobile phone if you haven't done so already. So, before we begin, I want to ask you, first of all, who does not know me at all as of today? Okay. I'm referring only to you people now who don't know me, right? I have an offer for you right now. Whoever wants can join my program for Facebook marketing for €600 per month. Who is willing to join me? But only if you sign up right now. Okay, this is embarrassing. Let me try something else. Excuse me. What is your name? Vanessa, will you marry me? Right now? Okay, this is also embarrassing, but it's the best time for me to roll out my point, which is that will you marry me marketing does not work. And even though it does not work, this is what 99% of businesses and professionals do. It's so simple and so misunderstood. So, what's the problem here? You usually meet people and then go on selling them on your Facebook page and so on. What you need to do is focus on the love part, which is the most important part of the presentation, but as you will see, each part has its little secrets, its little details to make everything work. What I want you to know is that this is not some theory that we came up with. This is a proven strategy that our customers are profiting from. So what I want you to do is to not spend so much time asking yourself, does it work, does it not? If you don't have a strategy right now, you can implement this simple strategy, profit from it, and when you have more time or more resources, you can implement your own strategy or go to the next level, okay? I also want you to do one thing right now. As I said before, it is very important for you to have an indication in your mind of what your prospect's intentions are. So what I want you to do right now is to have in your mind one number from 0 to 100, indicating your willingness to buy something, anything, doesn't matter, from me and Alexandra right now. So for instance, 0 means you have no intention of buying something from us, and 100 means you're ready to sign, okay? So put one number in your mind and keep it for the rest of the presentation. We will do something with it later on. It is always very important to have goals no matter what we do. I'm sure everyone that is in this room right now had a goal to come to this room for this presentation. This is why you're here. This is why some other people are not. So we have two main goals. Number one, have lots and lots of fun, like we should be doing always. And number two, grow as a group on our social media marketing capacity. Okay? Individually and as a group. Also, I want to say something else. Last year we had a presentation of about an hour and a quarter or something like that, and we had so many questions at the end, we couldn't possibly cope. And amazing questions as well. So what we have planned for you this time is to have a fast-paced, shorter presentation, and then on the Q&A we can work on your projects, giving you specific answers instead of giving you a more theoretic presentation. So, Alexandra, do you want to elaborate a bit more on your timeline?
My name is Alexandra. I'm very happy to be here. As Areti said, and thank you for the nice welcome. I am class of 93 graduate, and very, very happy to be back on campus on the teaching side, even if it's for just an hour. Right after I finished my studies here at BRI, I entered the corporate world and started a very nice journey that lasted 18 years. Always in the area of marketing. In 2008, suddenly some things started to change within me. I started feeling that I have nothing more to gain from this path, that I had come full circle from my corporate experience. I was already a marketing manager for many years, so I felt it was time to move on. So I started to think what could be the next step, and then I discovered the magic that is called social media marketing. So I focused on that, and in 2010 I stepped out of the corporate arena and started my own company, which is called Social Media Zest, and this company specializes in social media marketing for businesses. Angelo?
Right. So I started my career in Unilever back in 2000. I stayed there for 3 years, and the main reason I decided to leave was I thought that their pace was too slow for my attitude. So I joined an energy startup, and believing that the startup environment will fit more to my attitude for, let's say, rapid growth. But then I said in 2007, come on, I can do it better than you, so I will start my own company. 1 year later, I hit a brick wall, because I realized that the enthusiasm was not enough. You can go enthusiastically in any direction, okay? And this is what babies do. So this is basically what I was doing. And then, at that point, I started 2 amazing journeys together. One of them was on personal and business development and grow myself as a business leader. And the second one was internet marketing, because what I was doing was, let's say, too advanced for the Greek market, so I thought this would be the way for me to get my business out of the Greek borders. But the thing is that within 3 months' time or something like that, our mentors became our customers and partners. Okay, we had a very rapid growth on internet marketing. So let's just say that my priorities changed, maybe for a few years. So this is why we are here. We have collected a lot of expertise in a much more aggressive and competitive market, the US market, most probably the most competitive in the whole world. And for us to be giving you some insights today about this, as I said before, is something that lies on loads and loads of success, not on something that we read on some books. Okay? Oh, by the way, if you're wondering why this, if you have some questions about the name of my brand, the brand FOOQ, the F stands for fun, as I said before, the double O is for infinite potential, and the Q is for quantum leaps. So I hope I will be walking the talk on this throughout the presentation. These are some of the people that we met on our journey. Some of you will definitely know some of them. But I want to stay to one specific person, this person right here. His name is Joel Roberts. He was in the United States something like the Larry King of radio, okay? But he had a hearing accident, so he stopped doing that, apparently, and he started developing a course and teaching this course throughout the world called The Language of Impact. Everybody thought that the 21st century would be the century of, the language of the 21st century would be Chinese, not English, but no, the language of the 21st century is the language of impact. And his amazing quote, "The stakes are high and the moment is brief," is something that should be with you at all times when you work on social media marketing. Because most of you should probably know by now that you have about 2 seconds of people's attention to do anything you want to do. And the point is that if you do not deliver something impactful within those 2 seconds, you will not have a market.
Before proceeding, I would like to ask, since we sort of introduced ourselves, there's quite a big audience, so we don't have time for personal introductions, but just to get an idea, how many of you are students? Raise your hand, please. Okay. How many are entrepreneurs or business owners? Okay. And people, professionals from the digital marketing space? Okay. Okay, good. So we get a feeling of you two. We will be talking through the Q&A. So here we see a green slide. What does a green slide mean in our presentation? We don't have many, there are 2 or 3. This slide says, I don't like likes, I like results. What do we mean by that? Cool social media marketing focuses on the number of likes mostly. Number of likes on my page, number of fans on my social profiles, number of likes on my posts. We don't care primarily about that. What we care about is leading social media marketing, and leading social media marketing cares about the results. What results can I bring through my efforts and through my communication through social media? So every time we have a green card, this is called an affirmation. We will all together repeat this affirmation. And a small hint, let's do it loud to get up the energy and to stay awake. So we will repeat after me. I don't like likes, I like results. Okay, on the count of 3. So 1, 2, 3.
I don't like likes, I like results.
Okay.
By
So
the way,
helps imprinting it in our mind.
yes, and by the way, you will find out later on that the level of the energy you put on these affirmations is the level of the things that you get from this presentation and the level of the growth you will have after this presentation. It's amazing, but it's so
It works.
it's so simple. Yeah. Okay. So let's meet the first part. The first out of the 3 pillars. Okay. Who are we meeting? We're meeting both. Where are we meeting? We're meeting on Facebook. And when are we meeting? We're meeting now. Okay? Why are we meeting now? Because the stakes are high and the moment is brief. How long do you want to wait until you get customers? Right? So, most people will try to get some sophisticated plan, some strategy that nobody could follow. I mean, even a 20 people marketing team wouldn't be able to follow, and so on. You have to start from very simple, from the essence of things. And this is what I've been trying to do for the past year. My mind was overpopulated with information too, because we've been to so many seminars, we've read so many books, we've had so many online courses. And I said, nobody would be able to follow all these things. So I went upstream, you know, the opposite of where everybody else was going, and try to get the essence of things and what really works, and then start putting more things into the equation. So the simplest, all these are called sales funnels, okay? Because it's like a path that goes to ching, okay, to your sales. So Facebook ads goes to your Facebook page, goes to collecting emails, goes to selling. This is as simple as it gets, and this creates amazing results. What is the differentiator is how you're going to go about that. But this is the essence of your strategy, all right? So, step number 1, Facebook ads. Not everybody will be so excited with social media and how easy it is to start that they will try to put their hands on the mouse and the keyboard and start, you know, creating campaigns, sending posts and things like that. This is not the way to go, because you will fall into the same trap like 99% does, which is not defining the problem that your product, your service, your solution, your idea solves, okay? So first of all, you have to define the problem in your customer's terms, and in order to be able to communicate. For example, one of the amazing examples that I know is one from, I think it was Nike shoes, like an old campaign, which was saying that the number of bones in your body below the ankle is more than the whole body altogether, okay? So this is like an amazing stat, and immediately gets your attention, and the question after that would be, do you think it would be more important for you to pay more attention purchasing your next shoes or something, you know? So you get the idea. You sell the problem first, and then you sell the solution that you've got. The thing is that people don't want products. They have problems, and they're looking for solutions. They do not Google for your product. They're not on Facebook to find your product. They Google their problem looking for solutions, and what you're selling is the solution, not your product. Step number 2, finding Bob. And everyone thinks that I'm talking about SpongeBob, and I'm not. I'm talking about the single best customer that you can find in your terms. For example, if you have a product that the cost would be, let's say, 1,000 euros per year, you have some sort of service, and the cost is 1,000 euros per year. Do you think it's important for Bob to be able to spend that money for you, on you? The answer is yes. Do you want Bob to be happy or, frowny and so on? Happy. So you define Bob in your terms, not what you think you can get from Facebook, not what you think you can find out there, not what you think the society says, but what you really, really want. And trust me, you do not know all 10 million people in Greece, so you cannot know if Bob is really out there for you, but you can start defining Bob. And why are we doing this? It's not that we're looking for only one customer, but there is a secret here. No matter how good you are at aiming, the more you focus in the center, the better you will get. No matter if you are a rookie or a professional. So your core vision should be in the center of things, on your ideal Bob, and you should define Bob with as many characteristics as possible, because after that it will be much easier for you to target Bob on Facebook ads or to communicate who you're looking for when you're talking to a partner of yours, even offline. This is very, very important. Then it will be very easy for you to create a ripple effect where Bob is in the middle, and then you will start finding Bobs that look like him, okay? Or maybe resemble Bob. So, Facebook ads. I get a lot of resistance when I'm talking to Facebook ads because it involves investment, cost, okay? Let me tell you what Facebook ads are not and are. Facebook ads are not a luxury, they are a must, because usually 5 to 6% and dropping of your organic reach goes to Facebook, to your Facebook posts. This means that if you have 1,000 people following your page, actually about 60 of them will see your post. And this is insane. But there are so many posts from everyone. By the way, some of you might have a bit higher numbers like this, because maybe you're not so businessy right now, or maybe you have bigger gaps between your posts, but believe me, this is the case if you're on, let's say, ongoing business. The second thing is that Facebook is not an expense, but an investment, okay? I have customers who get about 20 times back the money they invest on Facebook ads. How many of you would like to do that for your business or your project, okay? Invest €1, get 20 back. This is amazing, okay? So when you see it as an investment, you realize that what you're actually paying is targeting. You're taking money out of your pocket and you're giving your money to Facebook for one reason alone, because Facebook is the biggest personal information database in the whole world, okay? And you want to take advantage of that in order to target to the people who really care about your product or your service. There are 5 things you need to pay attention to when you work on your Facebook ad campaigns. Number 1, match Bob's characteristics with Facebook database parameters. Okay, I'm not being more specific here for one reason. These things change all the time. Facebook ads this year with Facebook ads last year have nothing to do. Okay, so this is an evolving process. All we know is that the best we define both, the best we can do on our target. Number two, broaden your target group depending on your budget. What does that mean? You need to remember that you will not be advertising one or two posts, let's say, okay? You will be doing 10 or 20. So what you want to do is divide your budget with this intention, let's say by 20, and then see how many people you can reach with this amount. So if you have a budget of 200 euro, you will divide it by 20. So you will ask yourself and Facebook through targeting, how many people can I reach with 10 euro? And this is how broad your targeting should be in the beginning, okay? Then you need many times over to be advertising on sidebar ads. Are the ads on the side, right? There are two kinds of ads, newsfeed ads and sidebar ads. In the beginning, you're only advertising on sidebar ads. This is extremely important. If you go on newsfeed, it is like intruding people's homes. It's the same thing. The newsfeed offline is like your home. It's yours. You own it. It's your newsfeed. Your friends are there. You don't want some business to be there that you've never heard about. Maybe it's okay if it's like Coca-Cola or something, you know. But if it's like a business out of nowhere and you see it there, it's intrusive. And some people will not agree with me because they say, but I'm getting amazing click-through rate. I'm getting 5% click-through rate. And it's amazing to have 5% click-through rate on Facebook ads. And I say, this means that 95% might be furious with you right now, and you don't know it. And these are your boss we're talking about, not somebody, you know, that you don't care about. So you start with sidebar ads. People will start remembering your logo and so on, and your attitude and everything. And then people who respond, yes, you retarget in the newsfeed ad, and you start growing your reach. Then, lastly, and most important of all, we don't have the solution. If we have it, we will be giving to you the solution right now. Our secret of success is optimization. It's like working out. You don't know exactly the result, but you know that you can get better and better every single day. And this is why social media marketing is so amazing to me, because I'm an engineering graduate, right? I'm not a marketing graduate. And I realized this a few weeks ago. How many of you have a marketing degree? Right. So it's Bachelor of or Master of Arts, right? Okay, the Bachelor is Science?
Yes.
For marketing as well?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, forget about it. But the thing is, when you're creating a campaign, it's the arts part that you're considering, right? But it's also the science part that it is so amazing with social media because we have all this information. So what we are talking about here is this fusion of the science part and the arts part, the subjective part that is amazing to us to get the result we want. Okay, by the way, great tip there. I didn't know that. So,
Okay.
this is the conclusion of the mid part, the number one pillar, right? This is what you need to be doing to get it right with meeting your audience.
So, we have a green card, this means an affirmation. So, we will I focus on meeting people that really resonate with my brand. Okay, so high energy to conclude the first pillar of success. Let's say it all together. 3, 2, 1.
I focus on meeting people that really resonate with my brand.
This is all you should be doing right now. This is your focus on meeting your target audience.
So let's tune in to Love FM right now. This is the second pillar of success in social media marketing. And what do we mean by that? We all love romantic stories of love at first sight. The truth is that true love, both in personal life and in business life, really needs to be taken care of and nurtured every day and consistently. So what does that mean? This is a quote by Gary Vaynerchuk. He's one of the leading authorities in social media marketing right now in the United States. And Gary says, the truth is that social media are not so sexy because social media marketing is a marathon, meaning that you have to do it all the time and every day and continuously. We say that there is a sexy side to social media marketing, and the sexy side has to do with the results, with the sales you can bring through using these vehicles that are called Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, or what have you. So, we are talking about love. There is one keyword that is attached to the word love that will bring success. Can you guess which word would this be?
Unconditional.
Yes, very good. Unconditional love. Like the mother loves the baby. It's the same thing of loving your ball. It's the mother, when she feeds her baby a bottle of milk, doesn't think to herself or say to her baby, I'm giving you today this milk, and by the time you are 15 years old, I expect that you will be helping me in exchange with the house chores, okay? So, unconditional love means that you give a lot of value, a lot of content, and any help you can think of to your boss, to your target group, without, and this is the key, without expecting anything in exchange. Anything. You do not have the sale in mind when you are giving and communicating with your audience. This is something that will come automatically, and we will see it in the final feedback. Here are some examples just to give you some ideas, okay? These are 3 Facebook posts from one of our clients, which is Libero Diaper. Here you can see the first way of giving content. And the first way of giving content is micro-content, meaning the posts that you make for Facebook or other social media platforms. Let's focus on Facebook for the sake of this presentation, and because Facebook is the leading social media platform. Here you see a variety, a mix of posts, which are either very inspirational, very moving, a little bit funny, or full of tips, okay? These are all valuable themes that we have decided that are interesting for our audience, and we are monitoring this all the time and seeing that the people are responding to this. So the posts that are most responsive, we take this, we evaluate them, and then you build more on that. And the second way to give content is to high value content. What does that mean? This means content which is more expanded. There is more information. It's not just a small Facebook post. What can you do on your Facebook pages for that? You create a Facebook post where you invite the people, your bots, to either to click somewhere, to sign up, to do something, okay? Here we say, again it's a Libero example, it's for new mothers, and we say there are 11 ways to love every moment with your new baby, okay? So we intrigue them. What are those 11 ways? We call them to sign up. When they click on here, they end up here. This is a dedicated landing page. This is, okay, they land there, this is how it's called, where we tell them, okay, very simple, put your name and email here, and when you do that, you will automatically receive a PDF electronic file, which is a 12-page, very high value, full of tips and content, and high quality and nice pictures and moving and everything, which is very highly appreciated by the new mothers. Okay, so this is the first contact that you make with them, which is more personalized, more customized. This is one example. You can start thinking about this. What does this mean for your projects? And we can discuss them in the Q&A section. This is another example. This is an international case study of a yoga instructor. Her name is Rachel Brayton, and her Instagram account is Yoga Girl. Maybe you know her if you are into yoga. It's one of the biggest yoga Instagram accounts. This woman is not a marketer, not a business person. She just started some years ago sharing on Instagram her personal feelings about life situations, about things that were happening to her, plus tips on yoga, on how to do the different yoga poses. Without really understanding how it happened, she has ended up a few years down the road with a very big following, and it's not so much that the number is impressive, it's above 1 million people with which he communicates every day and many times throughout the day. The point that I'm trying to make is that this woman has created such a, from the heart, connection with her audience that now, because she does worldwide retreats, yoga retreats and yoga classes, whenever she announces a retreat or a class, it is sold out within 20 minutes. Okay, who would like to announce an event that they want to do or sell something and have it sell out in 20 minutes?
What is her name again?
Rachel Brayton, and the account is Yoga Girl.
By the way, our presentation is being recorded, and hopefully the quality will be okay, so that you can watch it again if you want to get
Yes.
if you missed some details. Okay, we forgot to mention that.
One more thing about the previous slide, this slide here. The fact that we have inserted an Instagram example, it's just an example to make the point of the unconditional love. Still, Facebook is the leading platform that you should use for your projects and your communication, because it has such high penetration. Your bulbs are definitely there, you can find them, and such good targeting tools. Okay, this is just an example to show you what can be done, and this is just photographic, you know, and even though she has managed to do this kind of movement around her name.
Of course, you do your due diligence and so on, but Facebook is so much bigger than any other social media platform in the Greek market that it's almost like a no-brainer to go with Facebook in the beginning, okay? Maybe, if it is practically impossible for you to use Facebook ads right now, you don't have no budget at all, okay? Maybe you can consider creating satellite accounts, okay, on Instagram, Twitter, and so on, leading to your Facebook account, okay? This is the only reason I would complicate my sales funnel in the beginning, the only reason. Other than that, I would open the account to claim the usernames and be safe, and then focus only on my Facebook strategy, right?
Yes. And finally, do it like Apple. What do we mean by that? Apple is about to become a $1 trillion business, okay, and all their products can fit on a small table. What does Apple do the whole day, every day? They focus on giving unconditional love and value to their boss, to their target group. That's all they do. If you watch their presentations and if you read the case studies, the core emphasis of the company is giving value to their customers, to their targeted customers, and whatever problems they have, they try to immediately solve them and resolve them. This has ended up being a huge company. How many people here have an iPhone? Okay, so most of us here in the room have an iPhone. If you think about it, most probably most of us are not the exact target group of Apple. But what has happened? Apple has such satisfied customers, and these customers have become the brand ambassadors. So I say they are the best salespeople for the company. Most of us have an iPhone because we have heard from our friends what a nice people.
You've done like 90% of your work, but still there is this 10%. And the differentiator is actually asking for the same. So many people miss this simple yet important mark. Okay, what are the 3 things that you should be remembering when it comes to selling? Number 1, believe in your offer. Again, this has nothing to do with Facebook or Instagram or whatever. You should believe in your offer first. Remember that your sale is the solution to Bob's problem. If Bob does not get your product or service, Bob will still have this problem. Why would you let Bob still have this problem? This is so simple. But some people would say, maybe I'm too expensive, maybe my product is not as good as somebody else's, okay? You need to resolve these things before you communicate your offer, not after. In the previous decades, okay, where we were relying a lot more on salespeople, and they were maybe cold calling or they were visiting offices and trying to make a sale and things like that, okay? The thing is that they were trying to impress and sell the product or the service to themselves first on the mirror. This is why this is how they were doing it. They were trying to sell the product or service first to themselves, making sure there are no objections, because if you have objections, believe me, maybe your boss and your other audience is miles away, okay, but they can smell the fear, okay? They will not buy. If you have objections, resolve them first and then communicate your offer. Number two, be consistent in your communication. What does that mean? You were giving unconditional love and amazing content to your audience for some time before you ask them for to purchase your product or service, right? The thing is, now you want to be consistent throughout your sale as well. Do not change your language. Do not be kind in the beginning, giving unconditional love, and then saying, come on, buy my product. You know, you have to be consistent. Have the same language throughout, the same style throughout, and so on. This will not alarm your customers, and they will realize that it's a typical, let's say, transaction, because you know they have this problem that you are solving with your product or service. And last but not least, be clear and brief. Okay, what does that mean? Remember that the stakes are high and the moment is brief. Remember that you have only 2 seconds. So whatever you need to communicate has to be with the minimum wording possible. Be clear. Even for most of us, if you leave out some very, let's say, weird big companies, okay, the rest of us can do well with omitting the from a sentence and having like a more informal typing attitude. Okay? Did you want to say something before?
I wanted to add, in the second step, that there's a very powerful underlying reason also that's working for selling finally, because it's a psychological. When you have given such a lot of value to your boss, to your target group, they want to reciprocate at some point. This is a human underlying psychological behavior. It's like, you have given me so much, now I will do something for you. And this works. It's very, very powerful.
Yes, and also this is one of the 6 pillars of influence, and you want to be incorporating as many of those as you can on your sales part of the equation. And by being clear and brief, let me give you some examples. Okay, you will be saying, buy this now. Do not use more words than that to communicate your sale. It has come to the point that you have communicated everything else that has to be said and done. And now you have to realize that most people on the internet, you do not want them to be thinking about stuff, because then what they will be doing, they will open another tab, or they are on the mobile phone and they will do something else. They don't have your attention, okay? So you want to communicate specifically, clearly, and in the least amount of words and time, what your message is, what your sales message is.
The final green card is that I am not selling, I am solving problems for my boss. Okay, do you agree? Yeah. Okay, let's say all this together.
On 3.
On 3. 1, 2, 3.
I am not selling, I am solving problems for my boss.
Okay, you love your boss, you give them amazing value, and the next level of your relationship would be to get more value from you by purchasing one of your products or services. This is as simple as it is. Okay, so now I have another question for you. For how many people has this number changed, raised from the beginning of the presentation? For example, maybe it was 5 in the beginning and now it is 10 for you. How many people have a higher number than the beginning of the presentation? Okay, like most of you. Okay. How long was the presentation? About 30 minutes? 40 minutes? Okay. Did we try to sell anything to you? Right. So you can see for yourself that this works. We're not here to sell you anything. We're here to give you, with unconditional love, our best stuff. That's as simple as it gets. If you're willing to do something on Facebook marketing, you said it for yourself that from the beginning of the presentation till now, you have more chances to becoming our customers. So this thing works. So simple. That's about it. That's about it. We have a little present for you. If you go now to thierry.bookdigital.com, you will see the slides. You can review them or download them. Hopefully on this page you will have, when we upload the video on the Thierry YouTube channel, you will have the opportunity to review the video as well. And now it is time for you to give us your best thoughts, your most pressing questions, and get your project on the next level. Thank you.
Thank you very much.